Hi guys, I got free samples again in the mail today. So I'm going to do a review of the n- I'm assuming that's how you say it, Natracare, free sample box. In my sample box, I got a tampon applicator, a panty liner, and a regular, pad. I'm gonna do an absorbency test on each item, so I'm gonna do one at a time. I do not personally use tampons because I have a condition called vulvodynia, which is extreme nerve pain and nerve damage of the vulva. So it causes me extreme pain. So I have to use pads because any type of contact um, hurts extremely bad. Um, like if they do any procedures or anything like that, like I have to be put under. It's that bad. And sometimes like the nerves will just randomly misfire, so sometimes I just get like shocks of pain. Um, so personally, I don't use tampons. But I will still try to do an absorbency test for you guys. Um, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put about how much water on the tampon that I want, or I should say on the pad, that what I would need it to absorb, not to leak through, to see if it holds that much. But anyway, more about the products. They're 100% certified organic cotton, um, organic and natural, plastic free, perfume free, and chlorine free. Um, I was reading through some of the information, and I also got this information seventh generation. If you've heard of them, they also have the same message on their packaging. I have not gotten a chance to review any of their products yet. Hopefully, I will be able to. But anyway, they have the same message saying that companies are not required to have an ingredient list on incontinence products. So I think it's nice that these companies do, and a lot of tampon, and feminine care products use plastic. So that's why organic cotton is such a big deal, and they really hammer home the point that just like when you eat, they have ingredient lists. You should also know what you're putting inside your body too. So they're really trying to fight for accurate labeling. And I do appreciate that, especially people with my condition, that because of the nerve damage and all that. And I also have overactive bladder issues that certain products can cause flare-ups. So I do think companies that make natural care products should it should be FDA regulated or whatever you call it. I can't think of it right now. That they should be required to put ingredient lists on personal care products and other things like that, not just medications or um, food, because it's still like touching our bodies and going our bodies or inside our bodies, just like our lotion bottles, and they have all those ingredients on there and dish soap and all that. Why don't they have it for pads and tampons? When those type of products are going in very delicate areas. Um, but as I was saying, I don't use tampons, but I will go try to show you guys as much as possible, to the best of my ability. Anyway, so I got the tampon, the regular tampon, and the tampon applicator. So I apologize, I am not familiar with tampons, so I don't know which one of these is the applicator and which one of these is the tampon. It said what was in the box, but it didn't say on the packaging which one was what, so I apologize for that. But I'm assuming this one is the tampon that I'm about to show you. Oops. I'll turn the camera around so you guys can see. On here. There we go. So it's this one right here. And I guess these are, like I said before, 100% organic cotton. Like I said, I apologize. I'm not familiar with tampons. So I just folded it open a little bit. And they were a little hard to get out of the package. That's why they do look a little frayed. It's easier to see on the other tampon. So I will do that after this one. But like in my diaper reviews, I do have a measuring cup of water here. And I will do a test to see about how much water this can hold. I feel like really heavy because there's 5 different products I have to review. So it's gonna take me a second here. I'll move my water bottle out of the way. Okay. Woo. It just spilled out everywhere. Hang on. I gotta get more paper towel. I will be right back. Sorry guys, sorry that took me a minute. I did not expect that to be so heavy that it would spill. But I am back, and I will try to clean this up a little bit. It's absorbing some of the water, but it doesn't feel that much heavier. And I can easily, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to quick show you guys all the water that's spilled. So that is just spilled water. The tampon did not actually absorb that much, as you can see. A lot of it's just around it. So anyway, I will pour a little bit more. And again, guys, because of my chronic pain and my cerebral palsy, it's going to take me a little longer, and I also do not use tampons, so if this is a bad review for the tampon comparison, I am very sorry. But I emailed the company and told them, like, hey, you know, I'd like to try your products. And I like natural products. I love your products in terms of, like, they sounded really good. So they decided to send me the sample box. That is what I'm doing right now. But just from the water that I spilled on the extra paper towels here, you can easily, I mean, this tampon isn't soaked yet, but you can easily try to peel away some of the, so some of it's starting to peel away. So it's not soaked through, but it's definitely damp. So, and let's see, probably about 100 spilled. I'd say 50 to 100. Again, I don't know how often people change tampons. So I don't know how accurate this will be. But I'm trying my best here. Yeah, it's definitely soaked through. And when you squeeze it, it just comes right out. So, and that was probably about 100. And if you, I showed you guys in the beginning of the video when I did like my first pour that I could squeeze out a little bit and it was dripping and it was starting to peel away. So my observation, these don't hold that much. But again, I don't wear tampons, so I can't really compare. Let me just throw this away quick. The whole table is soaking wet with water. I'm gonna dry this up. Whoa, it's dripping. I'm actually going to grab a towel so it's a little bit. This, I apologize, I did not expect it to spill this much. But I want to try to get it as dry as possible to give you guys an accurate review here. Okay. Feel it. Again, the table is a little damp, but it will Sorry about that. Back. And feel free if you guys just want to fast forward through my interrupted parts. I will not be offended. I do that too. Just through the parts where I'm having to pause, and so if you want to fast forward, don't hesitate, because I do that too. Again. Okay, here's the other tampon, and like I said, I think this is the applicator. Again, I am not positive. And it was a little hard to get open, so the cotton did fray a little bit. It is definitely harder to the touch, like firmer to the touch. You can see where it frayed there. Again, it might be just the way I opened it, but again, that kind of concerns me, because if one of the, they were to pull away from the tampon and it were to get, like, deep inside, then it might cause infections or things like that. Also, like, there's some pads or, even adult underwear that I've seen or even tried on myself that have the gel beads, which are even worse. So at least, like I said, this is organic cotton, but it did fray. Again, I don't know if it's just how, whoops. I don't know, again, if it's just how I opened it, but as you can see, it came off that easy. So put that off to the side. And then, so I don't know how accurate this is going to be because it's already fraying. But then again, it's firmer to the touch. The other one, remember, I could kind of like peel apart for you guys. But this one I can't. It is definitely firmer. Again, I am not familiar with tampons because I have never used them and will never will due to my conditions. But I will be happy to review it still. I'm trying to get this water not to pour everywhere. Bear with me. Okay. I poured a little bit on there. This definitely does feel more absorbent. Like it has more layers. But like I said, it does fray, and the other tampon didn't really fray, but it did peel. But it didn't fray. I'd honestly be more concerned, me personally, with this fraying versus like the peeling, because at least with the peeling on the other one, it stayed in one piece. This one kind of frays, but it definitely does absorb more. So that is the tampons, and that was probably 50 maybe cc's. So it's not completely soaked, but it's pretty close. It's not like leaking. Again, I said it. I meant to say it wasn't leaking, but it was pretty close. And I was reading on the back of the box, and I guess you can get these at Lucky Vitamin, CVS, and Walgreens. So this is the pad. And I believe this is the pad, not maybe the panty liner. Again, I cannot tell the difference. But these do have the wings. They do seem very sticky on the back. Which I'm not sure if they use adhesive or not. I don't know if it said that. For the sticky on the back. It's very sticky, but yet it still comes apart pretty easy, which I like. They're definitely thin. I've had muscle spasms, probably since, overactive bladder since I was like 16, and then muscle spasms like ever since, 5 years old. So I've worn pads. So in terms of like comfort, whether it's like a heavier pad or a thinner pad, I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't really even feel them anymore. Like it feels more uncomfortable for me not to wear a pad. So I can't really go on like comfort because I'm just so immune to it, if that makes any sense. So like 18, 20 years of doing this daily, you kind of get immune to it. So yes, am I showing you guys the right angle? Yes. I don't know if you can see the detail, but there is no indicator. Maybe there is, maybe the company can tell me, which it is front and back. Because I know some companies have like a front and back and some don't. On the back of the paper, when I was peeling it off the back, it didn't indicate that, so I'm assuming it doesn't matter. But I don't know if you can see the detail. It is very soft, but very thin though. But it all really comes down to absorbency. So this is just at about 975. So I'm going to try to pour 300 in there, because that's usually a normal, like, leakage amount, from, like, if I were to completely, like, full urination bathroom break or whatever. So I'm going to pour about that much in there to see if it would hold it all. And then if it gets heavier as we go. So, it is just under 1,000 now that I look at it at eye level. Let me just feel the wet spot to see. It doesn't seem, it seems to be absorbing a little bit, but not as much as I'd hoped. But then again, a lot of companies have different levels of absorbency, and this is just the regular as part of the sample, so I don't know if they have thicker absorbency ones. I mean, I've tried a whole bunch of different ones. I've tried ones that were strictly for bladder control. But this one is definitely getting very close to leaking through. Let me pour a little bit more in there to see. It's not absorbing anymore at all. So, and because it's made of cotton, it just kind of crinkles up. It doesn't really keep its shape, which I don't like. It does feel a little bit heavy. But like you can just squeeze the water out. Again, it might not be fully absorbed. I understand that. But, Let me just see. They don't seem to rip very easy. And these ones are not fraying like that first tampon I showed. But I probably only got 100 cc's in there. 75 to 100. So these pads I would not be able to wear because I would leak through them easily. And I don't have that many. I wouldn't want to be changing my underwear and my pants and all that. So I try to find super absorbent ones. Again, these are just the samples. So I don't know if they have more absorbent types, like levels, kind of like Poise does. But these I would not be able to wear. It even soaked through the paper towel and is like spilling over the table. So it is definitely leaking. Um, so let me throw this in the garbage and I will be right back to show you guys the other one. Um, let me get towel to soak this. Scrub, scrub. Okay. Again, all the companies that I get free samples from, I am very appreciative of them willing to let me do this and sample their product. And I will be sending these to all the companies for them to see my review. Again, this is the last pad they sent me. It has a little bit of a different absorbency. It's kind of like, little absorbency. It kind of looks like, dot. Um, I don't know, like, how to describe it. Like, I can think, feels like a familiar, but I can't place, like, kind of what this feels like. Kind of like if you were to poke tiny, tiny holes in, like, styrofoam, and then feel your hand across. I mean, obviously, it's not as rough as styrofoam, but those are that, like, what the little holes kind of remind me of. Kind of like if you were to, like, put your hand across, like a pegboard or something. Um, Again, it does not feel like that, but the little holes like that. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. I do have it taped, I should say stuck to a paper towel because of the, I want to avoid as much water as possible. But these do not work like, do not have wings, and they definitely feel thinner. So I'm assuming that one I just reviewed before, which is the regular pad, and then I'm assuming this is the panty liner. I could be wrong. So I like the idea of them not using chemicals. Like, I like that whole idea, but it all ultimately comes down to, will it work? And of course, everybody's different. I get that. Some people use bladder control pads. Some people use them just for the period. Some people use them for discharge. So I understand everybody's different. has different needs. But I like that more companies are putting ingredient labels on personal care products because I honestly think it should be required. Just like everything else. I mean, we as women, or I've even heard of men that have, you know, incontinence issues, use pads. We deserve to know what is going touching near the inside of our bodies, or even inside our bodies, just like food or medications that's being digested um, into our bodies. So I feel like it should be required for companies to do that. And that's why I want to review more natural products to get, you know, people to know out there that there is other options. And yes, they are more expensive, but for people like me or that have similar chronic pain type things, or just anything, or just want to be more natural in general, like these chlorine-free and chemical-free products. Um, so I like the idea behind it, but it doesn't work. Um, because when it ultimately comes down to it, I'd rather have something that works. Because if something is not being absorbed, urine is not being absorbed away from my body, then I'm sitting in it, which isn't good for my body either. And women that have overactive bladder and incontinence issues, or are pregnant even, or whatever, if you have leaking issues, you can see where I'm coming from. You want it to be absorbed away from your body. So in the ultimate end, you want something that is natural and chemical free, but you need it to work. So that's just my opinion, and you are okay to disagree with my opinion. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but when I do product reviews, I'm very honest about the reviews. And if I say something negative, it's not that I'm trying to be mean. When I say something negative, my intention is I'm basically telling the customer, like, hey, this is what it really is. Like, I'm not sugarcoating it. And I'm not complaining to the company. I'm saying to the company, here is where you can improve. This is what you can do, because ultimately companies want to do what their customers want because that's what makes them known. That's what makes them a business, and that's what makes them who they are today. The companies that have been around, like Gerber and Poise, and I know those are two very different examples, but any company that's been around for years, they are like, you are the type of customers that made our company like it is today. So when I give a complaint or a negative review about a product, I'm basically telling the company where they can improve. I am still very grateful that they let me do this. But I'm just trying to get it out there. And it's not just for me reviewing products, it's also to share my story. My ultimate goal of this YouTube channel is to help people that have chronic pain and that have cerebral palsy and that have, anxiety and depression improve their lives, and just to share my story and help people and show different products. Be like, if this works for you, that's great. I like to try different things because I'm always looking for different things that will help my pain or whatever it may be. So if I give a negative review, it's to help customers, but to ultimately help the company improve their products. Um, so I never intend to be mean. And again, I kind of want to share my story with other people that have, my same conditions, and help people improve their lives. But ultimately, I enjoy making videos. I have fun with it. I'm not here to show my whole personal story and just blab on video for an hour. Like, that's not my intention. I honestly do have fun doing this. Um, so, sorry about that little, I don't know if you want to call it a rant, but occasionally I just like to explain why I do it, because I understand with my CP, my camera skills are not that great, but I do feel like I do make good points in my videos. I do have other videos, baby food reviews and some other product reviews, so if you'd like to look into those. Um, and then I also put every single type of review in like categories. So like diaper reviews and things like that. So if someone want, like if I make multiple different diaper reviews, people could just click on the diaper review playlist and kind of compare. Like this is the bamboo diaper and this is the Huggies diaper. Because I like personally when people have playlists, because then I kind of use them to compare. So being that I mostly do, I mean, I do other things too, being that I mostly do product reviews, I feel like categorizing it makes it easier not only for companies if they want to review my videos, but for customers or other viewers as well. So they don't have to be like, well, where are the other diaper ones? I want to kind of compare the two. So I have everything in playlists, and I also have the link to either the website or Walmart.com, where you can buy it and look at other reviews or, contact the company yourself. I always have those in the description of every video, of every product I review. I have in the description, I have like a link to the Walmart product on Walmart.com or the company's website if you want to click down there and look too. Um, so I just honestly do this because I like it and I want to help people. I'm not doing this to complain or to share my whole life story with the world. Um, Ultimately, I'm just trying to help and have fun. I appreciate your comments and subscribing, but I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not doing this to get attention. I'm not doing this for people to feel sorry for me. I'm doing this to help people and just ultimately because I enjoy it. I understand my camera skills are not that great due to my CP, but I feel like I make very good points. And having CP and depression and anxiety and chronic pain and conditions like that, I feel like in reviewing products, I mean, I review a whole bunch of different products, but I feel like in terms of like the first review I did, like a diaper bag, I feel like being that I'm in a wheelchair and have the conditions that I do, I can offer a different perspective in my reviews of, where somebody could be like, wow, I never, thought of it that way before, or thought of using it like that. Because I live my life a little bit differently. So I feel like I can offer a different perspective to people. Um, so I appreciate you guys subscribing and commenting. And I will, if I ever do get comments, I do reply, or I will try to reply to comments. Um, so, sorry for that little rant. I do like to mention that in videos once in a while, though. Um, so anyway, here's the last pad. It does have a different like feel to it, like I said. It is still like a fin though. It doesn't have wings. Um, I'm sorry because of my talking this and having to clean up water spills. This video is so long. So it's like I said, you are welcome to fast forward. If you feel like you need to. Um. So before I turn this, we are about at 900 cc's. So I will pour a little bit of water on here and see how it goes. Okay. Yeah, these, I'm assuming this is just a liner. Because it's kind of like a meshy kind of texture underneath. I'll show you guys. But I probably only poured about 20 cc's on there. It'd be better if I put the camera down and showed you. Hang on, I'll flip the camera so you guys can see. Camera. There we go. You see how this part that I poured the water, you can kind of see the meshy absorbent texture underneath, and then the water, I don't know why the camera's not focusing. Focus camera. Anyway, the water meshy, and then the spill over here, and then here's where it's dry. You can see the difference where it's dry versus where it's wet. I can see right through to the paper towel. So these definitely do not absorb. I would not use for bladder control purposes. But it's still nice for you guys to show you guys, what it looks like, to get a view of it. Cause like I'm a visual person. So like I said, just because I wouldn't use these doesn't mean it's a bad product. It's just not for me. Just to show you guys the difference again, the dry part up here, and the wet down here, and then it went off the side of the paper towel over here. So that is my review of the Natracare. Not exactly sure how to pronounce it. 100% organic, cotton, plastic free, chlorine free, fragrance free. Sample pack. I appreciate the free samples, and I appreciate you. Sorry about that. The company giving me the opportunity to review their products. So if you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Bye.